Everybody, researching more about the interesting game to play, I came across this game called Lost Soul Aside. This game releases on August 29th, 2025. Now, the reason I think it got lots of attention because it's published by PlayStation Publishing. Now, this is an action RPG game that has been in development for nearly a decade. It features kind of fluid combat system with combos, high skill selling, so it's going to be difficult based on what I've read so far, blending elements from traditional action games and ARPGs. So no, it's not a Souls-like game, although it's kind of tagged partially there on Steam. I think it's more like Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy 15, Ninja Gaiden, Bayonetta style of gameplay. I've watched several videos where it's actually mentioned that although there are lots of options for combat and even the ability to change weapons during the fight, so based on my understanding, they try to avoid really complex combo move lists and they're more focused on short presses, long presses, light and heavy attacks, something probably more similar to a Souls-like game, but having different variety of the ability to do precise guarding, dodging, powerful counterattacks. Mentioned like chase system where it allows you for high damage follow-up attacks after a combo and flash. It's also going to have aerial combos and ground slams, all this stuff which you can actually see here in the trailer. Now also on their 7-minute gameplay video, it was basically in Chinese, it actually mentioned there's no difficulty settings, but repeated deaths offer powerful buffs or equipment to assist players. Another thing in terms of level design, this is not an open world game. It has a linear level design from what I understand that allows for it to focus on the core gameplay rather than on exploration. Although some parts of the gameplay, when there's some open areas, led me to believe like that, but it's not the case. It's not an open world game based on what I've read. So it seemed like they got a great inspiration from Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy VII game. So in terms of character progression and customization, it's going to be the kind of reinforcement system. The players strengthening their character through weapon enhancement and personal skills. It's going to be 4 types of available weapons: single-handed sword, great sword, scythe, and combined gun swords. Also, they're going to be accessories that drop from bosses that enhance stat and visually change the weapon appearance with upgrades. Also, as you start earning points, you'll unlock an option to amplify skills via the talent tree. You'll be able to craft potions from collected materials, from healing and buffs. And it also mentioned there's going to be kind of a challenge in the menu, kind of a way you can challenge yourself for self-improving your gameplay, fighting different bosses. Yeah, so that's what I read. Cool. I mean, I always wanted in the game, when I want to improve, I want to be able to quickly just go into a fight, just, try it out again and again and again, trying to improve against certain bosses just to be better, and then try to face the real challenge in the game and see if I can handle it. Now, one thing about long development games, right? When a game is developed for a long time, it doesn't mean that, wow, took so long, it's probably going to be amazing. It doesn't mean like that. Sometimes you have a few people developing the game, it's going to take longer. It doesn't mean that you're going to get, a very high quality game at the end. Not a bigger game in scope, right? It all depends, of course, on the team. Now, remember that people expecting a lower price, but it's tagged at $60, more of a AAA type of tag price. I think maybe because, again, people saw that it's part of the China Hero project, which is initiative for supporting the development of new PlayStation titles made by Chinese developers. So I think people expected more kind of cheaper price for something like an indie game. Now, the good thing is that Sony is picking those games that, has the ability to, it says also in Gematsu, accomplish remarkable content for the PlayStation family. And it mentioned that there are, I think 400 product plans or demos that have been submitted, and only 10 of them reached the end of the project. So this one should have something special. Now, if you go to the PlayStation website for this China Hero project, you can learn more about it. There you can see they give game development support, publishing support, marketing, and promotion for games. You can see those released so far, like Hardcore Mecha, Anno Mutation, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Nonetheless, you can see it here. In Nightmare, Animal Force, right? And those who are currently in production, you can see that Lost Soul Aside is one of them. And A-Limit, look at that at the bottom right. Actually, when I went there, by the way, I checked it, it says CE Asia publisher on Steam, which is Chinese video game publisher and distributor, that they have partnered with numerous companies and have released a significant number of games across various platforms. Some of the notable titles they've published including Wulong Fallen Dynasty and AI Limit. So again, I love AI Limit so much, and after realizing the connection between this, I'm even more excited to check out more about this game. So yeah, look at that. For example, this is on Gematsu. You can see this is from March 22nd, 2017. And this is from, for example, Axe. This is from 2018 and 2019. Just want to assure players that the game is still in development. Players thought this is just gonna scrap this game. No. But one thing I have some confidence is, again, when you create a game, of course, and you already know your vision, and you have good budget, and you kind of want to realize, your dream game. The thing is that, again, of course, many other games have been released, many other mistakes have been made, and some even really big mistakes. So they had the time to actually learn and maybe make some changes to the game to optimize it based on, several failures of other games that have been released that are quite similar to this game. So the question is how eventually it will turn out to be. Well, we need to wait and see. But they also releasing it in a window where there aren't really a lot of many action RPG games. Many of them, by the way, for example, like Wuchang Falling Feather just released again recently. So if you're looking for another really great action RPG games to play, this kind of stand out compared to other games in this time frame. I think this will appeal also because there's no also difficulty here, but again, from what I've read, unofficial source, supposed to be a difficult game. I think it will appeal also to both Souls-like fans, although it's not a Souls-like game, but also for Final Fantasy games, those who like action RPG games in general, and especially those who like games like Final Fantasy, Devil May Cry, Ninja Gaiden, Bayonetta. I think it has a really great appeal to a large audience. That's what I'm trying to say. So what started as a solo project turned into kind of a like AAA ambition. So again, by the way, the development started as a solo passion project by Yang Bing in 2014. And also from what I've read, it's impressive early footage gained traction, attracting the attention of Sony, who then partnered with Yang Bing and brought the Lost Soul Aside into the China Hero Project program. And this collaboration allowed the project to expand in scope and ambition, transforming it from indie AA scale game into a more ambitious title with a larger development team. I personally, again, like the Cinderella story, where a single developer, creating something special, brought the attention of big publishers, and also, by the way, read somewhere that the developer also admitted to lacking in the experience to create a full game initially, but Sony's support helped the team to improve their skills. This was mentioned, I think, on Wikipedia. I also read it on Reddit. That actually linked to an article on Wikipedia. So yeah, this is very interesting. Maybe going to be like a really great Cinderella story. And if you go on PlayStation.com for this game, you can see optimized 4K graphics, ray tracing also available, also HDR support, and DualSense control support. Now you're going to see also the requirements for that, and actually these are the minimum recommended and high requirements. But if you go to the higher configuration, you can see it with ray tracing, and you can actually see that the requirement there is 5070 Ti. Yeah, finally we see that. Look at that. Ray tracing on, you can see 5070 Ti GPU and the 4080 with the high and ray tracing on. Now the official website at lostsouleside.cn is really not that impressive at all. I want to see something more, but just really a few videos, links, and that's it. Kind of disappointing, but well, that's what it is. Just a few notes about the story. It follows a Kaser, a warrior on a quest to save his sister and humanity from interdimensional invaders called the Voidrax. And Kaser is joined by Arena, a dragon-like Voidrax warrior hunted by its past. The narrative explores themes of redemption and discovery within the fantasy sci-fi settings and diverse environments, and a cast of unique characters. So overall, looks very interesting, and if you love action RPG games like Final Fantasy and other combo-like action, fast-paced action games, I think this should be definitely on your wish list. I mean, playing another, by the way, game, AI Limit from this initiative, I mean, I'm quite positive, but I'm optimistic that it might be really a great game. Although I'm personally not really a big fan of large combos and all this stuff, but from what I've read on unofficial source, it's kind of more tamed. so it's not that in depth. We want like a list of like 20 combos or something that you need to remember many of them in order to do well. So I don't know, I'm very optimistic about this game, and I just wanted to share this information with you. Again, the game is coming on August 29, 2025, so I think there's a lot to be looking for with this game. We need to wait and see, but that's it. Check the game again on the official channels. See you in the next video. Cheers.